Have you ever stopped yourself in the middle of a concert and thought, what am I even doing right now? Why am I smacking my hands together to show approval? Because I have. Of all the ways that humans could show excitement, we decided to go with the ones that make our palms sore. Applause is weird. In this video, I'm going to dive into the history of clapping, why we do it, and how it has evolved over the years. And stick around. By the end of this video, you just might rethink next time you clap. People have been clapping for a very long time, like prehistoric long. Ancient civilizations like the Greeks and the Romans used clapping to show approval and appreciation. In ancient Rome, applause wasn't just polite. It is today's equivalent of a 5-star Yelp review. If you were a gladiator, it could literally mean the difference between life and death. Fun fact, Roman emperors had people called clackers. They were professional applauders who were paid to clap and cheer for people at events. I guess one could call them the first influencers. But clapping wasn't the only way to show approval in ancient times. In fact, the Greeks sort of had a different vibe. They were more into snapping and waving handkerchiefs in the air. But still, it's quite fascinating how different cultures from all over the world have developed their own ways of showing approval. As time went on, applause evolved and took on new meaning. In medieval Europe, it became tied to religion. People used it as a way to praise God during sermons or religious performances. This was fine for a while, but then Puritans showed up and thought it was too much. Some religious groups even banned it, claiming it distracted from the true purpose of worship. By the time the Renaissance came around in the 15th and 16th centuries, clapping had made its way into the theaters. Shakespeare's Globe Theatre was a total clap fest. Back then, the audience were not expected to sit politely like we do today. They were loud, they were reactive, and they were not afraid to tell you how they felt. If they loved the show, they clapped and cheered like maniacs. But if they hated it, well, let's just say rotten tomatoes weren't always a metaphor. As we moved into the 18th and 19th century, applause started to get more formal. Polite clapping became the norm at performances, and the idea of the golf clap was born.
Golf clap? Golf clap.
That delicate little clap that says, I enjoyed that, but I'm way too majestic to show it. It wasn't until the 20th century that applause really came into its own. That's when we got the standing ovation. The standing O, as it is called, has become such a cultural staple that it has almost lost its meaning. I mean, think about it. Standing ovations used to be reserved for incredible performances, like the kind that left people in tears. These days, you could get a standing ovation for just showing up. And let's not forget the slow clap. The slow clap is iconic. It starts with one person clapping alone, dramatically in the middle of a pause, and then the whole room joins in. In the movies, it's the ultimate moment of vindication, but in real life, it's a lot harder to pull off. Clapping has taken a whole new form in the digital age. Why clap when you can just send someone the clap emoji? It's fast, it's efficient, and you get the added bonus that you don't have to put down your phone. But digital applause isn't always wholesome. We've managed to make the clapping emoji sarcastic. But why do we clap in the first place? What's the psychology behind it? Scientists think that it's tied to our evolutionary roots. It's a way to make noise as a group, which historically has helped us bond and scare off predators. So the next time you clap at a concert, just remember, you're not just supporting the band, you're reenacting an ancient survival technique. Of course, clapping isn't universal. In some cultures, approval is shown in completely different ways. At the end of the day, clapping isn't one of those things we think about. It's automatic, and that's what makes it fascinating. It's not just noise, it's connection, it's history, it's culture. So the next time you find yourself clap, take a moment to appreciate the weirdness of it all. And if you're unsure whether to clap, just remember, it's better not to clap than to be the one person clapping awkwardly. Like and subscribe. In the digital age, in the digital